To children and even some adults, pet shops with puppies and kittens in the window are endearing places. To those concerned about animal welfare, though, there's an often horrific story behind the façade, a story of puppy or kitten mills, forced breeding and animal cruelty. Proposed legislation is designed to stop that, but some animal lovers are saying it's not going to be much help at all.
How much is that dog in the window?
According to a 2010-2011 government survey, 74% of the dogs sold in licensed pet shops were sourced locally from self-claimed private pet owners. So far, such private dog breeders haven't been required to apply for animal trader licenses to sell their animals. As they've been exempted from the current animal traders' regulations, some have been less than careful about how they take care of their animals or how they breed them. In September 2010, 149 dogs were found in appalling conditions in a private breeding facility. One of them was Nacho.
Nacho here, unfortunately, her condition is she's blind, totally blind in one eye and with very little sight left in the other eye. And she's got luxating patella, so she was used as a breeder dog. So they just breed them and sell their puppies.
The government proposed an amendment of the Public Health Animals and Birds Animal Traders Regulation, under which any person who breeds and sells dogs, including those claiming to be selling their own pets, will have to apply for a license or a permit. There will be 4 types. Private pet owners breeding 1 to 4 female dogs will have to get an animal breeder license category A. Those breeding from 5 or more will, like other commercial pet breeders, have to get an animal breeder license category B.
For me and a lot of charity animal organisations, it just doesn't go far enough. To me, I look at it, a breeder is a breeder. If you breed your pets, you're a breeder. Therefore, you should be licensed and controlled and monitored. And also, I feel that you should be registered as a business because, you know, every other business in Hong Kong, you pay tax. People are making big money from these animals. So I believe that they should be registered as a business.
The SPCA strongly supports moves to improve the regulation of the pet trade. There's been a lot of problems with dog breeding, and also sort of illegal trade and sales. And so we're very pleased that the government is taking these steps to start to develop increased legislation to help us with monitoring and enforcement of welfare standards for the trade.
The Agriculture, Fisheries and Conservation Department is proposing a code of practice for animal breeder licence holders, under which dogs must have sufficient space. But one private breeder says the requirements are too tough. She has around 50 dogs in her home, half of which are for breeding.
發牌係好，但係個牌嗰個門檻太高啦。你一般而家香港嘅一個地理環境啊，同埋嗰個經濟狀況係根本嚟講支持唔到係攞一個牌嘅。佢要求話每一隻小狗咧，佢個定嘅例咧嗰個肩高係40 cm 以下。但係如果對於我哋繁殖小型狗嚟講咧，就係都幾係一個好大嘅問題咯。你話如果一隻小型狗，你話我哋一般係都係平均係20 cm 樓下嘅。大約每一隻狗仔都係5磅左右嘅啫，你要我哋用一個4乘3尺嘅地方去飼養佢，係個地方個要求嘅地方係好大咯。咁而家香港地理環境嚟講，唔係咁容易符合到咯。
AFCD told the Pulse by email that they have been monitoring relevant websites or other mass media to identify illegal animal trading cases. But in 2012, there were only 6 prosecutions for trading animals without a license and none for breaching license conditions. Only 8 commercial dog breeders in Hong Kong are actually licensed. It's proposed that the penalty for trading without a license will be raised from $2,000 to $100,000. But the problem's likely to be one of enforcement.
其實而家聽到嘅都好少話佢會拉到或者係點樣罰如果你話即係走私捉到嘅話咧，就更加少咁所以咧如果佢行呢一套新嘅指引的話咧咁我哋都會擔心佢即係到時有咁多嘅私人繁殖都可以攞牌的話，咁佢係咪真係夠人手去處理去規管咧因為其實連我哋寵物店你隨時可以上嚟睇啦，我哋打開門做生意係咪？咁但係嗰啲私人繁殖嘅，你係咪咁容易可以上得到去約佢去開門俾你睇咧？
If you think there's going to be potential with enforcement, that doesn't really mean that you shouldn't have the legislation there, because if you have the legislation there, you can do something. But if you don't have the legislation there, you can't do anything at all. And obviously, if we do find there's a problem with enforcement in the future, we can look at mechanisms of increasing that.
Remember the stars, those